What's up, guys? It's Ray J back with another video. And in this one, I want to break down what's happening with SPY, Tesla, Nvidia, the QQQ, and a couple of other tickers. I'm going to break down what's happening with the CPI report that just came out and what these are saying about Tesla and the others. But just know that I am not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out my Moomoo link. If you deposit $100, you're guaranteed 5 free stocks. If you deposit $1,000, you're guaranteed 15 in total, not to mention an 8.1% APY on uninvested cash. The offerings in just a couple of weeks. Anyways, looking at Tesla, we're doing a good job at holding up so far. Looking at the 4-hour time frame, Tesla's trying to push right now. SPY is also trying to push towards 605 a share so far, trying to continue this run. So the question is, will this level end up lasting? And what just happened? So we just got the CPI report. Core CPI month over month was at 0.3%, aligned with expectations. Core year over year was at 3.3%, the same as before, and also aligned with expectations. And everything else was aligned with expectations, with inflation month over month for all items for the month of November at 0.3%. And then 2.7% was a slight increase compared to the previous report, but that is aligned with the expectations, exactly what we were predicting. So just keep that in mind. All the data is as is. All the data is aligned with expectations. And this is decent for the market, at least moving forward. There's not much else coming out except for PPI going into tomorrow. So the data is going to be quiet for the rest of the day. This is what the chart looks like for CPI. As you guys could see, core is very stagnant, very much just the same as before. However, all item CPI did go up just slightly. This is exactly what we predicted would happen. So not, it's only a 0.1% move higher. It's not really that big of a deal. But if anything, we'll have to see where this ends up kind of like peaking at before it continues to dip more. So just keep that in mind. Looking at the data right here, if you look at the 1 month percentage change, there was a slight increase on a month over month basis. However, like I said before, everything is still aligned with expectations. The S&P 500 futures are jumping as the inflation was aligned with expectations. There is some news right here about the robotaxi. This is once again just another reiteration of what was said by Deutsche Bank about how the robotaxis coming in 2025 will have remote human operators as backup in case FSD does not work out. So this is big news because the first thing is Tesla is going to once again start this robotaxi service very soon. And as soon as next year or early next year, this could be coming out. Within the first half of 2025, they could be announcing their next model. And I'm sorry, not announcing it, sorry, launching their next model. And that's going to be very, very big news. Now, with human operators, this allows them to once again continue to improve FSD while simultaneously allowing the service to start off. Of course, FSD is not perfect yet. It's going to take time for them to really perfect it. So there's nothing wrong with them doing this, at least for the time being. And then as time goes on, yes, they will incorporate full self-driving technologies. This is still very bullish news, bringing in a lot more revenue. For earnings, we just had Macy's announce earnings. Later on, we have Adobe and Costco, but just know that for Macy's, things were not that good. Their outlook basically shows that they are cutting their guidance compared to before. EPS is now expected to be about $2.25 to about $2.50 relative to before. That's actually below the $2.34 to about $2.69 targets. They did raise their sales guidance at least somewhat, though, to about 22.5 billion from 22.3 billion. Besides that, guidance is a little bit weaker than expected. Besides that, EPS is at 4 cents adjusted. It wasn't really compared, and revenues at 4.74 billion, a little bit below expectations. So the earnings were so for Macy's, but their guidance was not that great. That's why the share price is a little bit down. Besides that, I'm not seeing anything else that's too crazy, at least on the news. So now let's just focus on what the charts are telling us. So as far as Tesla goes, we're looking at that 410 resistance. If we break that, I think we're going towards the all-time high at 414. And then if that breaks, we're looking for 420 as our next resistance. If this does not hold and we end up turning back down, look at the previous support, previous resistance becoming support around that 404 area. If that fails for Tesla, I think we could be dipping back down towards 400 and 393. As of right now, Tesla looks more bullish with this news coming out. So we're going to look for an attempt to try to break past 410 and eventually get to all-time highs at 414 then 420. Tesla looks more bullish right now, so let's hope we get that breakout. But for now, we're doing a great job because of CPI. Looking at SPY, we're trying to bounce right now. Let's see if we can try to hold above 604.84. As long as we hold above that, we're favoring the upwards direction. And we could be looking for this imbalance fill towards 606 to 607. We are looking more bullish on the chart, so let's hope this continues. Overall, we are doing a good job. For Nvidia, we got back above our 200 EMA. It reclaimed essentially where we were at 135. So we could be looking for an attempt to get up to 138. If that breaks, I'm looking for 139.02, then 140.15. Overall, Nvidia does look a bit more bullish. Let's just hope we hold above 137. If we don't hold 137, we could return back down to this gap fill at 135. But overall, we look more bullish and we're favoring that we want to get to the high 130s, closer to 140. For Bitcoin looks more bullish. As long as we don't lose 98,000, we're favoring a push all the way up to about 100,000. So overall, we're doing a good job, at least on that end. For ES, we look more bullish. As long as we don't lose 60.68 or 60.62, we're favoring a move all the way up to about 60.80. So I think there's a good chance we try to push all the way up here. So look for a little bit more of an attempt to push on ES to about 60.80, and we'll see how it goes from there. That could also be quite bullish. For others out there, we also happen to have NQ. This is trying to bounce as well. So long as we don't lose 21,484, we're favoring a move closer to about 21,600, looking more bullish. QQQ is also back up to about 523.5 as long as we hold that 525 is coming. But if we lose 521.5, there's going to be a risk of 520 again. As of right now, we look more bullish and we're favoring a push to 525. So we are looking more bullish for the time being. Apple looks a little bit more bullish. We're going to see if we can hold above 248. If that's the case, then 250 could be coming. For the IWM Russell 2000, we are looking a bit more bullish. As long as we don't lose 238, we're favoring a push all the way up to about 240. For Coinbase, we look more bullish. As long as we don't lose the support right here at 309, we're favoring a push for 315 plus. Amazon looks more bullish. As long as we don't lose 226, I think we're favoring 228 very soon. I think there's a lot of potential in this. For Meta, we're looking pretty good. We're also trying to push for essentially 625 and 630. So I do favor upside a little bit more for the time being, as long as we don't lose that 612 area. Microsoft looks decent. We could attempt to push for about 446. We do love to get bought up in the low 400s, 440s. So as long as we don't lose 441.5, we do favor that we want to get back up to 446. So as long as we don't lose 441.5, Google's in the middle, kind of flat right now after so much upside yesterday, so it looks a little bit weaker. It might consolidate, maybe pull back to about 185, but this already ran so much, so it's no surprise that's slowing a little bit. That being said, guys, the market's looking a bit more bullish right now. Tesla looks like it wants to get up to 410 and eventually get very close to all-time highs at 414 plus. So we're looking bullish. Let's just hope for the best from this point on. Just know that CPI data was decent overall, and the initial move should be more bullish for the markets to start things off. We'll see how well the market sustains these levels if we're truly going to reverse. And just know that right now we're doing a good job and we favor a bit of a push. So for now, look for some more upside at the time I'm recording this video upon open, and then we'll see what happens after that. I thank you all so much for listening. Please have a great rest of your day. I will be back in a couple of hours, hopefully, for another update. And until then, just know that with the way the market's moving, be a little bit patient for now, be a little bit cautious with it. Yes, we are trying to balance, but I'm going to watch and see how well these moves hold up. And then I'll give you guys another update in just a couple of hours. Thank you for listening, and peace out.